You are the average of 5 other people you spend most of your time with. How do I know? If you spend so much time with thugs, you start understanding the ways of bottles. And if you are a member at Winners, it won't take you long before you start kaboshing. If you want to speak the language of money, join my Telegram community. The link is in the bio.
So, the fourth point, yeah. You are the average of 5 other people you spend most of your time with.
I don't know how they came about 5. You understand the number? I don't know.
I know of a study that says that if you are in 5 centimeter proximity or something to people that are not hardworking at work, that your productivity will drop. Scientifically studied across multiple workplaces.
I know there's such thing as social currency, right? Because you see, our sanity is validated by others. At the point whereby I start.
How did I come up with that, Seth?
That sanity is validated by others.
Did I read it anyway? I don't
even know, but I think it makes sense. Like, apart from the fact that it may be a maxim or whatever, but I think it's passed for a logical standpoint. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Like, if sanity is validated by others, because if everybody starts saying, so everybody started giving me that vibe that maybe I'm colo. You understand? In a snapshot, I will be like, it's like, wait, am I colo? And at the point that I'm trying to ask myself that question.
Let me paint a funny, let me paint a funny scenario. I think that's why it's easy to understand that Nietzsche was insane. The guy actually ran mad. So now my problem is that the guy was claiming that insanity is rare among individuals, but in epochs, groups, and everything, it is the rule. So the guy has flipped it that when people agree on something, they are the ones that are insane. Yeah. So the only you that has the opposite opinion, sign that the guy is insane.
So you see. For instance, the fact that
but if you look at it now, religious belief, what we just say, over 1.something billion people believe that somebody claims that an angel talked to him. If you look at it objectively, 1.5 billion people believe that story. And if we just take a sit back and say that's not true, no angel come to you, we understand how ridiculous that could possibly be. And then over 2 billion people, 2.something billion people believe that there's a God that was in the old time that was commanding this different kind of genocidal, patricidal, that rape somebody. They even say this Mary gave consent, but then people are arguing with me that Mary gave consent. I was like, okay, if Mary gave consent, at least another person's girlfriend, and then all of these things, and some people believe it. It's quite funny.
The social currency, it's underrated, really, because you see, there was a time when I was in the midst of certain people. Of course, I told you, like, I was staying with some brothers, right? That they brought me. So at the end of the day, when we were talking about, say, rationality, our rationality is in Christ. Bro, they are the one that brought me. And at that point, to be frank, those were even more of my belief that. And then when we were saying, if anything happened like this, it's God that did it. And it made all of the sense. You understand? It's made all of the sense. We are many years now.
I think there is that time we used to shout, whatever, God, oh my God, oh shit.
You understand? In that place where that's the you that are saying, they used to stone this guy at Dawkins. Yeah, I think it was Beatrice that was saying when he was trying to say atheism, blah blah. When it was not
stone him eggs.
Now that is cool. When I noticed one thing, right? The point where I don't know how to make money, I don't know the rudiments of how to get customers and all of that. Like, they were a mystery to me. They were even out of my league, right? When I approach money, you understand? I approach it from the sense of money is in the hand of somebody.
Okay.
And that somebody can, like, for some reason or the other, give it to me. Like, it was gifts I was really living on. So it was kind of easier for me to believe then that it's God that planted it in Mrs. Adiago's heart to give me
free
this particular amount. You understand? But at the point whereby I know, okay, it's about discovery, it's about distribution, and repeat it, rinse and repeat that process. Then it started becoming clear that, this is not rocket science. Like, I can actually duplicate, I can do it over and over again. That, then it started making sense to me that maybe there's nothing like Aworu, there's nothing like, all these things that we get to believe. So I think when you see prosperity, when people can, they can actually make money, when they can actually make money by themselves and all of that, they start believing that the chance that they start believing that, okay, maybe the other doesn't even exist. This one, I think the luxury is an argument from luxury point of view that you don't already get money. That's why you are saying that. But when you're among people who say they've never chopped, I remember there was a day that we've not eaten the entire day, the previous day, when our pastor brought food, it was beans. When our pastor brought beans, it was beans. Our favorite is beans.
Yeah.
Almost all of us now like beans. And when pastor would come, he came with palm oil, he came with beans,
And
he came with kerosene. Like, it was like, it must have been God that put
sent
it in
this
me.
man.
So if we had money in our app, we just order for the same thing and then it will come. You get my point. But my point is that, really, when you are among certain people that believe certain things, the social currency is really real, and you are an average of 5, 10, whatever number of people that you spend most of your time with. So it makes all of the sense. It makes all of the sense.
That's me.
Yeah, I think that statement makes sense, right? While we were in school 20 level, we were going for this thing, more like a tutorial at Agbari's place. So I actually kind of believe that statement that when you stay around people, more like 5 to 6 people,
Okay.
you actually tend to pick up 1 or 2 things from them.
Okay.
And the tendency of you picking something out of that cycle, like bringing something outside of that cycle to that cycle, is very kind of slim, right? So while we were in school, saying that should be 12 level, we went for tutorial at Agbari's side. So an argument ensued that day. We were talking and people were saying, okay, that they needed this thing, that they couldn't afford to buy kerosene to cook. Right. So Agbari said he has a solution, something he does, that we should buy 2 liters of kerosene
Okay.
and 1 liter of diesel
I mix it together.
and mix it together. That
I use it for your stove.
yes,
Buy
that
the
you was saying.
MSc.
That it will take time to take days
That's true.
before.
That's true. But it's dangerous. I used to dirty your stove, your
So
pot.
there's this guy Kenny who was not saying, this guy is thinking out of the box. So that this thing is very, very it's true. The other one to the man saying, he say, that's true that you try it. These are. And I said, okay, let me to follow them and try it. So the 3 of us, we went to the filling station, bought 2 liters, and as the prophet prescribed.
You did.
The first day, smoke wanted to kill me. Like, I spent extra money buying detergents to wash my pot. But I was spending
That one I know for sure.
smoke.
So what you will have done is that you will mix Omo, soft, with oil. And you now use it to rub your pots. So that by the time you use to rub the back of your pot, by the time you are done cooking, it will be easier for you to wipe everything.
All will you do if I smoke that want to kill him?
And you will not cook inside your room.
So in that gathering, there's this
These are very poor people techniques. So.
exactly. In that gathering, it was more of poor broke people thinking. So later on, it didn't take long. I had the idea of gas. It was audible that I was saying that gas is better than all these things, even cheaper at that time.
Okay.
To way faster, no smoke. No, I was not thinking, why didn't I think about gas that day? Why was I so fixated on using stove and kerosene and diesel? Why? Because our garden there, it was Sakwa garden, and
that was
everybody was thinking about kerosene and diesel. So outside of the cycle, after we left, maybe after some months, Audible introduced me to gas cylinder, and my fear about gas cylinder then he quenched it and said, no, these are use it. You don't just use it anyhow because it might explode. So he taught me, and I bought gas cylinder and I started using gas cylinder. So bottom line is, while I was there with Agbari and the Kenny Ash and the Tony Martin and
You are doing like that.
I was doing like them. Like the thinking was to get a diesel and kerosene to mix it together, and it will last me for 2 weeks. Rather than me buying gas cylinder and filling 1 or 2 kg and use it for probably 2 weeks.
I think there's a phenomenon in psychology. They call it bandwagon effect or crowd effect or something.
Yeah.
Tracy, what's your point?
Yeah, I also agree with it. It's just a statement of fact that the people you move with are the people
Because
you
some
are.
people don't tend to agree with that. Some people believe that they can get things done out of their small cocoon. Where they. I think that's the idea of leave your comfort zone, get out of your father's house, and all of these things. I think it's primarily premised on that idea that if you are not happy with your life as it is, because of definitely where you are, not because of any other things, majorly because of the people you are running with.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
Yeah,
I agree.
you agree?
It's not like you are agreeing because
No,
every
it's not
other
because
person is
it's
agreeing.
like
I know there's a more interesting question I want to ask. So
Okay.
now, if you agree that you have your average of 5 other people you spend over here, are you satisfied with the 5 people you spend most of your time with right now? Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I would say definitely, because I've always looked forward to being in this circle. I've been following from when it was Threshold podcast, right, for a very long time. So the discussion, the subject of discussion, the point and everything have always been, interesting. Something that, makes me go home and think, just have that reflection and the rest.
Now you are getting lost up and down.
Now I'm getting lost, but at the same time, I used to find myself somehow. I'll just enter inside.
Josh, are you deeply satisfied with your 5 people you spend most of your time with?
You see, largely right. But then there's this saying that you are in a room and you are the smartest among the. You need to find another this kind of room. To be frank, you don't be the smartest, you don't be the dumbest, you don't be like you just be. I've been thinking about this thing, and then it's like, no. What's the meaning of rationality? What's the meaning of empiricity? What's the meaning of objective? What's the meaning? As in, like, I'm just trying to say, okay, what is the thing that NDLEA said? They pushed out today that we don't even know the jurisdiction of this one. Who is immigration? Who is NDLEA? What's their jurisdiction? That federal agencies are confused. I was making an armless statement. You understand? And then I say, and they are now saying that women should not. Women that are married should tender that their husband said they can marry, they can travel abroad. I was just saying that before I landed. I was just getting reasons why I shouldn't be making such arguments without putting in mind objectivity, without putting in mind, and it's beginning to make sense suddenly. So I think it's an awesome this thing. Although the only thing is that I'm only looking for what I'm looking forward to. Aside the 5 people I'm spending my time is okay. These people, set of people that I can compete with. That we are kind of in the same exact league. Almost everybody here is like league of his own. This one is in charge of media. This one is in charge of sales, marketing. This one is in charge of web development, project and content. You get Tracy, John, Josh, and Dan is in charge of operation, and so like, who am I competing with? I think that's the only
thing that you're looking
that's the only thing that I'm really.
Dan Spence.
For me, I'm of the opinion that where I am, I would like the group of 5 people I'm surrounded by currently is I'm okay with it because one of the best obtainable. And that's because I moved outside recently. I'm in school now and I'm interacting with a lot more people. Okay. And even not just around people, even law students for that matter, which are usually the best students in most schools. So for that perspective, and then I realized that no, it's not that easy to obtain this kind of setting, this kind of environment in the outside world, and then to now form a group of 5 people, a group of 6 people, you might find maybe one or occasionally or something possibly, but to find a group of 5 people who come together and then you will be able to think that even will make you think before you speak and everything, not like you just you're not under any pressure to
say
do
anything.
your best or to be better than what you are trying to do. So this is a good kind of environment. But even if it's about, I understand Josh's claim about like you want to go toe to toe with people and improve yourself on that kind of level too. I really feel like that is also a good kind of stuff. But if you are talking about companionship every day, people you want to be around every day, I love this kind of setting more than.
Interesting. Now, that's it. Back to you now. After a lot of thinking about it.
You say they say the grass is not greener on the other side.
Yeah.
The grass is
Like-
greener is the actual quote.
Of course, people say the grass is greener. But I choose to say the grass is not greener. Because you know why?
Yeah.
You need to step outside into the frying pan before you know if it is hot or not.
Okay.
If the grass is greener or not. You know, recently I've been going about my NYC stuff and I've been missing with people, especially young individuals. And I just look and just shake it. I rarely talk with people outside. Like before talking to a person, I like to listen to the person and see the kind of level of the person's thinking. Like how is this person? Intellectually, how is it? What's the level of this person? But by engaging them and talking for like 1 or 2 minutes, I will know the level of this person. Maybe imagine somebody saying, this thing, I just pray Tinubu increase the NYC pay, the cover pay to 77K. Then I will save 60K. I'll save it times the remaining months. Then after that, I'll go and do my visa and I'll prepare for Japa and I will go.
Does that person know that's 720,000?
You're looking at her like this. Okay. Oh, that's a nice idea. You don't even know it.
Very, very brilliant idea. Intellectually sound idea.
So, will I want to be in that kind of garden? Like, will I want to swap this garden with that garden? No, that's a very big no. A capital no, because there's nothing pushing me to want to achieve more in that kind of garden. I can't be in a garden of people discussing about government increasing money to 77K in a month and be excited about 77,000 naira. No, it's not.
It's too late.
It's not for me.
Okay. Because our time is fast spent, we will wrap it up here. I think we have discussed a lot. We see again next week. So I think they have read it. They have read the I think so. I think that statement is very sound. It's very profound. And me saying it comes from the place of understanding that, in fact, the books you are spending time with, authors you are spending, I follow on my Eleanor page, I follow only 4 people, Paddy Vedebi, VT, Jordan Peterson, and is it Kit Kat or I don't know. Recently come as well. I've unfollowed Insta, it was a mistake because I want to keep it at 4. So essentially, it's to select the kind of material that I see on that page. I spend most time on that page, and the reason why I do that is for that to filter it down. I want our podcast, our content to be more like valuetainment. That's the goal, right? So I'm watching the footsteps and learning from him. I love the eloquency of VT, right? I love the depth of Jordan Peterson. It's no. It's you see, they come from way back. No. That's depth. So I think those are the kind of things that guides, the kind of content I follow and all of that. So I think, and then also the people that are around there, before off the camera, me and the Beatrice have been going about, and I was trying to make him understand that logic is not limited. And then we are going about, and he was asking me all this question, and we are going out. You will think we are fighting. You just the way I said, and then so check this one, check that one. Yeah. And then we established that logic is not actually limited. The only thing is that there are parameters that we use in discussion. And then we established that this discussion, that's why we call it rational dialogue. It's more like it's natural science dialogue. More like that. It's like naturalism dialogue. Like within reason, reason, physical evidence reason. Do we think this is agreeable? I think that's what we are doing. So it's not as if all of us establish Bible, Quran, or some as a some sort of truth, as a sort of fundamental truth. You will understand that this conversation will change all of it, and it's not illogical. It's just the parameters that we are using have changed. So these are things that we figured out while we are talking, while we are dialoguing, while we are looking at material. Even before that, we have debated about the insufficient evidence that people that want to deny some existence of salvation material in the Bible have not provided. He was telling me that people that changed our opinion about whether the head is spherical or not, they did it successfully by letting us know that it's oblate sphere, the spherical and co. And then people accept it. So I also established for me that the Bible changed because of that. And he also got my point about the fact that orthodoxy don't change they don't really change their material. They may, it may become a new narrative in the environment. Everybody may accept it now. And they may switch just the same way this in the Pope and everybody are switching to gay and Kona. But they don't necessarily change it. So these are like the things I enjoy about everyone that I interact with here. We talk, we dialogue, we fight over issues. In fact, earlier, that was yesterday now. I was dropping some text in the group that was jabbing everybody for a certain reason, and that's it. That's the spirit. It's always growth, and I love that. So it's one of. Will I swap this for anything else? Obviously not. Maybe in next life, but this one, this is the best I could find around, and I really love every single one I'm working. If you don't notice, you notice that John Wiss is not here with us. He's the one monitoring this camera, the lighting, everything to make sure that everything is working up. And I believe that in a way or the other, some people have echoed his opinion in all of this.
God
did justice to Christianity.
So he got lost at some point.
He got lost at some point. If it's John Wiss, I think it was last week that this guy was telling us that, argument, you will have done better. Now, Baba is getting lost.
That's your plan. Your plan.
Baba is getting lost now.
That's his plan. He wanted him to be on us today so that he will not stay. Yeah, okay.
Baba is getting lost now. So, thank you very much.
I'm not lost.
I will see you in the next episode. This is Rational. Please share this content to your friends, your family. And I will make sure that this content is in 5 formats. I think that way, the full episode that is this, and then the short one. So if you want to check the short one, there are videos, you can check these clicks, and then you'll be able to access all the short one that talks about different segments of this content. So we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.